Hello. Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3347. Today's date is 2nd of March 2025. It's been almost like a night at 11:57 p.m. That means after a couple of days it will be 3rd of March. But this artifact belongs to the 2nd of March. So, alright. Okay, today I'm not gonna ask question. I am like, should I ask question? Yeah, let's ask questions. Okay, yeah. Like I was bitterly confused regarding about two things. Okay, yeah. What two things? Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Okay, so when I started recording Artifact, like I'm talking about in 2015, almost like a decade ago, I usually talk about what exactly happened in my day. Okay, yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And usually, while I was listening, it didn't really kind of like a something add any value of listening that particular thing, because everything is a kind of like a something very common stuff like that. Yeah, like at that time I was kind of like a some teenage, and I was hanging out with my all my friends, and life was pretty good at that time. So I do have some certain things to say, like this happened, this happened, this happened. Okay, yeah. But right now, if I'm started saying this thing, ki, today what exactly happened, then nothing really at all. Like right now, I'm 31. Okay, yeah, and I'm living with my parents, and I'm not earning any money. Okay, yeah. Also, is this thing that ki in my life, like in my daily routine, nothing really happened. Yeah, I usually do my work. Okay, yeah, like most of the time I was actually doing my work, and during the evening I used to go to the workout, okay, running and things like that. So it's been nothing really kind of like a something to say. Okay, yeah, I do have some certain thoughts regarding about some certain things. Okay, yeah, but it didn't really matter because I was too much occupied with my work, and I don't want to kind of like a something is this thing. Okay, yeah, but I still wanted to talk in the artifact. So what should I supposed to talk? So almost like a couple of year ago, I was asking question to myself, and it kind of like a something started with accident. Okay, accident means like that came uh, I seen kind of like a somebody a Facebook post. Okay, so what exactly is this thing? The Facebook is actually asking bunch of questions to the kind of like a something the people. Yeah, and you have to give the answer, and if your answer is really good, you could post that particular answer to the public so that everyone could understand about you. It's a kind of like a some social thing. It's actually happened back in 2019 maybe. Yeah, 2019. Okay, yeah. So this question was really good. Basically, the question that Facebook asked was kind of like a something very creative, very personal too. It's not really personal, but it's kind of like a something this thing. Do you like mountain or beach? Do you like to go to the dates or watch movies? It's a kind of like a something is this thing. You have to choose this thing or that thing. Okay, yeah, and very creatively. So I thought that ki, why don't I ask this question to myself in the artifact? So this is exactly what I did. Okay, yeah. So while I was recording artifact, I am actually asking this question to myself, and it was kind of like a something very very good. Basically, let me tell you one thing, na, ki when I was kind of like a something telling about what exactly happened in my life, it didn't really kind of like I was not really excited that much to say because there is nothing really happened that much to say. Okay, yeah. But when I ask question to myself, I was kind of like a something have some sort of purpose to give the answer, and that purpose is those questions, and it is kind of like a something very amazing. I am really excited to talk about this stuff and that stuff, what I like, what I didn't like, and basically is this thing na ki while I was doing that particular process, I am trying to know myself. like still I didn't really, like at that time, like I didn't really know that ki, do I like mountain or beach. And then I am clarifying to myself that ki, when did I like mountain, when did I like beach and stuff like that. And during this process I am analyzing myself, I am giving the answer. But it's just like that ki, this process is kind of like a simply talking to myself that do I really like it or not. Because in everyday life we don't really talk this question to ourselves. Okay, yeah, it's nothing really at all. So while I was giving those particular question, while I was giving those answer about those question, I feel really good. Okay, yeah, I feel something that I could talk. So since then I decided to kind of like a something asking question to myself. Okay, yeah. So basically what exactly happened that key, then my artifact has a two purpose. First purpose is that key, whatever is actually happened in your life, talk about that. Then whatever you think, everything, and then ask question. Okay, yeah, which is somewhat okay, somewhat kind of like a somebody feel really good. Okay, yeah. Then almost like a year ago, I am decided to upload my artifact on the YouTube platform. Yeah, like basically I was actually recording artifacts since 2015, and I never really thought that I should supposed to be upload those things on YouTube platform because it was too personal and two things like that. Okay, yeah. Then why are you started uploading those on YouTube platform? Well, first of all is that ki, um why, it's a really good question, why I started uploading those artifact on the YouTube platform is because of that ki I have kind of like a something. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's get to the point. Okay, yeah. So I am like a, I don't know. Okay, what exactly is this process? Like talking to myself and recording such thing, and this artifact episode. I don't know. Okay, yeah. I am actually considering as a kind of like a something documentation of your life, which is kind of like a something equivalent to your diary. Okay, yeah. Like basically you wrote what exactly happened in your day and you are writing those things in your diary, kind of like a something journaling. Okay, yeah. I am kind of like a switching the method from writing to recording. Okay, yeah. So and basically this thing during this process, I am kind of like a know myself. I am like a basically one of the important purpose of this artifact is that ki I don't want to give up. What do you mean? Well, basically ki first of all, this artifact is like I am actually bitterly inspired from Avatar movie, first Avatar movie, James Cameron Avatar movie. In that particular movie, the people who actually went to another planet and kind of like a something, their memories fade out. Okay, so they have to be record their log. Okay, yeah, like a day one log and this happened, because it's kind of like a something they would remember that ki what exactly happened, because they are in that particular planet, they are actually kind of like a memory are fragile, like they don't really remember what was gonna happen. Okay, yeah, so it is really essential to record those log. I was a bit really inspired by this particular process, and I wanted to kind of like simply record such a thing. Why? Is because of that, not because of kind of like a something I will forget and remember. No, is because of that ki I wanted to be a filmmaker. Okay, yeah, I wanted to be a filmmaker, and basically being a filmmaker means like that ki you will gonna face lot of problems, lot of things, and something that ki so much crazy stuff. Okay, yeah. And it really required so much amount of kind of like some passion, not only passion but one thing that ki you shouldn't supposed to be give up. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like a something that I want. Okay, that ki I shouldn't supposed to be give up. But how do I kind of like a something like how do I supposed to do that? Okay, because like basically this thing I am belong to the such a background people or such a kind of like a something society where being a filmmaker, being a kind of like a choosing this career is not valid, not like a not acceptance over here. Okay, yeah, and I'm really passionate regarding about being a filmmaker and something like that. So I'm kind of like a something, how do I supposed to execute this thing? Because I didn't really have any resources, I didn't really have any money, I didn't really have any connection, I didn't really have any knowledge. I just have curiosity and just wanted to be kind of like a make a movie. That's it. Okay, yeah. So it's just like that, na ki I know that ki my journey is a kind of like a very difficult, and I'm really not so sure that ki will I be able to give up or not. Because trust me, is this thing that ki I am kind of like a some, I'm not that strong person. I do easily give up. Okay, yeah. So I do really require a kind of like a some certain thing that I am actually pushing myself to do something better. And as also is this thing, I wanted to be kind of like a something consistent regarding about my action, that ki whatever the effort that I do, I should supposed to be do that effort every single day to make my things better and better. Okay, yeah. So this is the kind of like a some stuff that I want to do. Okay, yeah. So then I started like the purpose of recording artifact episode at the early stages is exactly like that. Like I should supposed to be kind of like a somebody control myself, control my action, kind of like a somebody making myself better, something like that. So this is kind of like a somebody purpose for this artifact episode. Okay, yeah. And while I was doing this thing, I found that something really incredible things. Okay, like I'm between discipline, I understand myself, I took the decision very wisely too. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a something, the advantage actually happened inside of me. Okay, yeah. And it kind of like a somebody making me little bit better person. Okay, yeah. uh, you are actually kind of like a judging me that ki recording such things since 2015. It has been almost like a decade, and still you are not earning any money. So probably it's really fucked up thing. Well, you could judge, yeah, definitely. But what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki I like basically, if you're judging me regarding about money, that ki I am not earning any money, then probably you shouldn't supposed to be watch this kind of like a something artifact or video or whatever it is. Okay, yeah, is not because just money. No, nothing really at all. It's because of that ki I wanted to kind of like a something things that I wanted to achieve. Okay, yeah. And it's kind of like a something like that ki I don't know what exactly is this thing. Okay, yeah. But it kind of like a feel me little bit of something really good. It felt me something that ki I'm not really sure. I don't really have any kind of like a something word to say this thing ki how good is this. Like it's a kind of like a something na ki it's a kind of like a something experience that you have to be experienced. Like when you drive the Lamborghini car, you won't be able to kind of like a something share how you feel while you're driving the car. Yeah, it felt really good, but it just like that na, the experience is something that ki there is no how, there is nothing really have any words. Okay, yeah. Or like basically when you play first time PlayStation, like a PS5, okay, and when you kind of like some feel that haptic feedback, you kind of like a somebody experience or something really great way. The vibration motor is kind of like a doing a such a thing that you feel that you are in the game. I know this is something really good, but the experience that you feel is something really that ki it doesn't really have any words to say this thing. Yeah, you could say that the vibration motor is really good, really great, but the experience is kind of like a somebody doesn't really have any words. Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki some of the kind of like a something action are kind of like a something like it's a kind of like a something experience. Okay, yeah. In my entire life, I am very shy person, very introvert person. And it's like that na ki if I didn't really record this artifact episode, I didn't really think that ki I would be kind of like some certain kind of like some big person at all. Like I will become like if I didn't really record such an artifact, then like if I didn't really record this kind of like a something artifact, then I might become kind of like something part of the crowd, and that's it, nothing really at all. But because of this artifact is kind of like a giving me some certain purpose, not for my life but as also for my family, for my community, for my country, for things that I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, I'm still not really sure that this will gonna happen or not, but it just like that, na, it giving me some certain hope, and it giving me some certain thing that I could do those things, a belief. I think it's a belief, yes, and that is kind of like a something that key I am actually thinking like a beyond my beyond my kind of like a something that key beyond my thought process or beyond my kind of like a things. I don't know, it's a really hard to kind of like somebody telling this thing right now, but yeah. So this kind of like a something, because of this process I'm kind of like experience this thing, and it kind of like a giving me, I don't know, it's a positive thing. Okay, yeah. And and basically this thing na ki I wanted to share this kind of like a something method, so that people would kind of like a something feel really positive regarding about themselves. What is exactly method? Okay, yeah. So like this method na, like recording this artifact thing. Okay, yeah, recording this thing. Okay, yeah. So I was kind of like imagine that ki what if more and more people are kind of like doing such a thing, like recording their thoughts and something like that, because artifact is just a thought. Okay, yeah, just kind of like something that ki a journaling or whatever inside in your head, you just kind of like a recording it. Okay, yeah. So so basically is this thing, what if I kind of like create some certain method to people could do that thing. Okay, so I have an idea that ki what if I make an app. Okay, yeah. So I would kind of like a something make a app, so that people would kind of like a something record their whatever exactly thoughts in it. Okay, yeah. And basically in this app is kind of like asking bunch of questions, and they have to give the answer, and people would kind of like something this thing. Okay, but in the end, the user will have kind of like a complete privacy regarding about his name and everything, like basically the people who listen, they don't really know who is that person, nothing at all, they just hear their thoughts. Okay, that's it. So I was actually thinking about that. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to kind of like something make a app. Okay, like this. So so the so like I'm giving the answer, okay, regarding about why I upload those artifact on the YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. So I'm kind of like a thinking that ki I would kind of like a make kind of like a some certain app. Okay, yeah. Okay, but problem is that ki how do I? Okay, because in the end I am kind of like a have some certain information regarding about filmmaking or Photoshop editing or photography, but I don't know how to make an app. Like basically a year ago I started kind of like somebody learning Android Studio, and I kind of like a something just learn little bit coding and something like that. Okay, with the help of AI ChatGPT. Okay, but still I am kind of like something not really confident, because right now I won't be able to make app. Like I could make app, but problem is that I am very occupied regarding about my work, like basically like a content creation, photography, graphic design and stuff like that. I don't really have any kind of like a time to make an app, something like that. Okay, yeah. But the problem is not the app, nothing really at all. Okay, the problem is me. What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah. Basically is this thing that he whoever the like a hypothetical scenario, like a basically I make this app in the end. Okay, I make this app. Why does people will kind of like a simply trust me in this particular method, and they would kind of like a share their very secret thoughts in this particular app? Why does they do that? Like why do they kind of like simply trust me? Okay, yeah. So I should supposed to be honest with all those people. I should supposed to be honest that ki yeah, ki I did record those artifact that is actually that you've seen on this YouTube channel. Okay, yeah. So this is why I am kind of like uploading my artifact on the YouTube channel. Okay, yeah. By the way, when I started recording this artifact, I didn't really think that I should supposed to be upload on video, and I never really thought that ki I it's not public, because like I am actually sharing lot of kind of like a something very very kind of like a something very secret thing about my life, like who am I hanging without, like what is the actually thought process regarding about the people around me. Okay, the friends and family, everything. So basically it's this thing na ki I am kind of like a simply jeopardizing their privacy, because let me tell you one thing, not talking with like a talking to the people and talking those people on the YouTube, on the kind of like a something social media platform is a is something really not that good na. Yeah, like you are kind of like telling the secret to the public on the social media, it's really not that good. Okay, yeah. So at the early stages I was like a bit really hesitant, and I didn't really upload any of those artifacts on the YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. But last year I decided that key, like fuck this thing, like basically most of the artifact that I record, I didn't really talk about them, I usually talk about me. So yeah, at some certain cases I talk about the people around me too, but most of the time I was actually talking about me, regarding about my thought process and something like that. So yeah, why not, like I should supposed to be upload those artifact on the YouTube platform, so that people could kind of like simply understand me, understand my thought process, and trust me regarding about this process, and they will do that thing. I'm not really sure that will they follow or not, or I don't know. Oh yeah, but at the end, like I could do the kind of like a some best thing I could do, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like simply uploading my artifact on the YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. Till now I actually uploaded almost like a 2000 artifact. Okay, yeah. By the way, at this moment I actually almost like a 3000 artifact, like this is kind of like only 3300 artifact, and almost like a 500 other. So basically I have almost like a round figure 400 files of audio files and something like that, 4000 files, sorry, 4000 files. I might gonna upload those things on the YouTube platform. Okay, might not, like I will definitely gonna upload those on the YouTube platform, not because of kind of like a gaining the subscriber. I'm not really expecting anything from it, okay, because it's quite boring. Okay, yeah. But it has kind of like simply giving me something really another opportunity. What is actually opportunity? Okay, yeah. First of all is that ki I record artifact. Yeah, I am actually recording those artifacts since 2015. I mentioned twice. Okay, yeah. But the problem is that ki I just record. I haven't really heard any of those artifact. Yeah, like nothing really at all. Like I don't really have any kind of like some feedback for the thought process and everything, which is kind of like a something very that ki like I should supposed to be kind of like somebody judge my artifact from third point of perspective. But how do I do that? Like if I started listening my artifact, it's very time consuming and it's so boring. It's literally so boring, like like I don't know if you are kind of like listening this artifact. I'm actually talking about almost like a 23 minute and you are still listening. That means you have really good like a really good kind of like somebody holding yourself, like probably in this instant gratification world people are kind of like a somebody like a shifting from one video to another video in couple of seconds, and you are holding me till kind of like a 23 minute. That means like you are the legend, brother. Okay, yeah. But it's just like that na ki yeah, it's too boring. Yeah, literally just like that ki I won't be able to listen my artifact. Okay, yeah. So how do I supposed to kind of like something consume my artifact without get boring? Is reading. What do you mean by reading? Like how should you supposed to read your audio artifact? Okay, yeah. Like basically if you ask me this question almost like a couple of year ago, I don't really have any kind of like some answer, but right now I do. What is the actual answer? Okay, so the first reason that I already mentioned regarding about why I upload those videos on artifact episode is because kind of like I'm giving the people who kind of like trust me regarding about that the process and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. The another reason is because of that key. audio transcript. What's audio transcript? Okay, so I'm actually kind of like in 2025, like this year, I'm kind of like had a resolution that yeah, I should supposed to be start reading. Okay, yeah. I am not a reader. Okay, yeah, and I haven't really read any of those books in my entire life. Nothing really at all. Like without like I just read the textbooks and kind of like some stuff that kind of like matter for me in the exam. That's it. Okay, and I never really read any kind of like a stuff. Reading is a kind of like a simply one of the amazing kind of like a skills, and it's really good. Like you should supposed to be read, and I wanted to be start reading, but it's just like how. Okay, yeah. What do you mean by how? Like okay, let me tell you one thing na, ki probably is this thing na ki you are thinking about ki I should supposed to be start reading like a reading about kind of like a really good books are here, like a rich dad poor dad. There are so many good book. Okay, yeah, I should start reading those book. But dude, just try to understand from my point of perspective na, I am belong to the such a society where these books are non-existence. What do you mean by non-existence? Like let me tell you one thing na, I am belong to such a community where like reading these kind of like a assembly book called as a kind of like assembly, you are from rich people or rich community, and trust me, I am not a rich person, and basically I am, my family is nothing really a kind of like a some rich person, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, we do have kind of like a some significant amount of things like a home and stuff like that, that we are kind of like a meant to be survived. But it's just like that na ki reading a book is a kind of like a somebody consider as a rich, a kind of like a something that ki yeah, you could read those book. Like a basically this thing na ki in my entire life I haven't really heard about those books. Yeah, literally I haven't really heard. Like basically I thought that ki like a newspaper, kind of like a some magazine and textbooks, that's it. Okay, these are the only things are available for read, nothing really at all. I don't really think that like these books like some of those books are people who kind of like wrote like they are exist. Like like I thought that ki, like basically just a syllabus textbooks are just there and nothing really at all till the age of almost like a 15. Yeah, till the age of 15 I haven't really heard about those books. And probably another thing is that I am not really interested about reading a book at all, because I am really suck at learning, or I am really suck at kind of like a somebody study and things like that. So like reading is a kind of like a somebody one of the last thing that I would do. So probably for me is like yeah, nothing really at all. I shouldn't supposed to be read. Okay, yeah. But after the 15 I realized that ki, yeah, these are kind of like a books are available, like some of the people are wrote some of the really good things, and yeah, it's really good stuff. But it's just like that na, getting all those books are like something that it's really hard to get. Like I know there are a couple of people who are kind of like assembly reading such a thing, but it's just like that na ki at that time I don't really have any interest. Yeah, trust me, just like that na ki reading a book is a like a in 2025 I kind of like decided that start reading. Before that I hardly even read anything at all. Like just textbooks and things that matter, that's it. Okay, yeah, I haven't really read anything at all, but in 2025 I decided that I should supposed to start reading. Okay, yeah. So what is actually the reason to like reason two is that okay, right now the chat gpt like right now we have AI chat gpt. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like decided that ki right now I am actually uploading those artifact on the YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. In the YouTube kind of like something transcribe your text into the word format in subtitle transcript, like a auto transcript. Okay, yeah, which is really good and very accurate. Like literally like basically you have to pay kind of like a something, some certain amount of money to any kind of like a something audio to text software or AI kind of like a stuff, and it is not really that much accurate. But YouTube is a kind of like a something such a free tool that you could upload your video, whatever the language that you speak in this video. YouTube is kind of like a something transcript those particular audio into text automatically. Okay, yeah, and which is like really incredible. So basically, this is exactly what I did. Like basically, my previous artifact is in Marathi language, so I kind of like upload those Marathi language, and YouTube is kind of like a creating Marathi subtitle. Yeah, automatically. Yeah, I just have to copy that subtitle, put it into the chat GPT, and I say convert into the paragraph, and kind of like a make it fun to read, and add emoji and kind of like a something. Yeah, and it kind of like a somebody create me a such a kind of like a somebody document where it's really good. Like it has kind of like a somebody very fun way to I say this thing, and it's really good. Like when I was kind of like a start reading this thing, it felt really good. Like basically this thing, I am consuming artifact while I'm consuming artifact in reading. Like I record like in audio format, but while I was reading, it was kind of like something really good. It gives me like an advantage about reading. Okay, because I'm actually started reading, and I'm kind of like a something very really kind of like a something really good at reading. Like a good at means like I don't know, I'm not really good at, but it's just like that na ki I decided that I should supposed to be read at least half an hour every single day, and I'm doing it. Okay, every single day I wake up and early morning I start reading my artifact. Means like that means like I'm actually putting those subtitle into chat GPT. Chat GPT is actually convert into the like a very really good paragraph. I put those copy those paragraph into the Google Doc. Okay, yeah, and basically I created like a so much like a basically 200 pages of paragraphs and stuff like that. I print that pages and I read those things, and it was really good process. Like I am kind of like only consuming my artifact in the reading format, which is like really good. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so this is why I kind of like assembly uploading my artifact in the YouTube platform. What is actually the disadvantages? Yeah, okay, so there is a one thing that I wanted to talk. Disadvantage is that ki I like when I record artifact, I was actually thinking about lot of stuff, and I record lot of kind of like assembly very private stuff. Private means like that ki like the person that I like and stuff like that. Okay, it didn't really bother me that much. Okay, yeah, and it didn't really bother me nothing really at all, but it will bother in the future. What do you mean by that? Example is this thing that ki if this app will blown out, people will find out, and people will watch those particular artifact episode. And in this artifact episode I mentioned couple of people around me, and they would ask question to them regarding about stuff and stuff, which is somewhat kind of like it's only very wrong na. Yeah, so I am kind of like a jeopardizing my relation with all those people. I am not really sure about this thing. Okay, yeah, and yeah, okay, but I think na ki I would kind of like a something solve this problem. Okay, yeah, because I never use that much harsh language, but still this kind of like a something problem that I have to figure it out in the future. Okay, yeah, because like at the moment like nothing really at all. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Okay, yeah, and by the way it's a kind of like a something years ago. Okay, yeah, like a basically almost like a 5 year ago I was actually thinking about this person, that and that and that, and in the future it might get almost like a 10 years. So I don't know. I don't know, but this is kind of like a something problem that I will gonna face in the future, but at that time I will manage it. Okay, yeah, because in the artifact I usually kind of like something focus on me, not other that much. So I don't know, yeah, but I will figure it out. All right, yeah. So yeah, so this is what I'm kind of like somebody talking about, that key like regarding about this artifact and stuff like that. I'm uploading on the YouTube platform and stuff like that. All right. Yeah. By the way, so this is it. Should I supposed to be end here? Yeah, I have to be end here. And thank you.